Now we take off in North America, where we understand that escaped murderer Danelo Cavalcante has been captured in United States, Pennsylvania, Wednesday, following an almost two-week manhunt. A law enforcement official confirmed that he is now in custody. It is unclear where the police ultimately pinned down the fugitive. Video showed security forces cutting up the shirt of handcuffed fugitive Cavalcante after he was captured. He was then put into a police van to be transported. Now, the 34-year-old escaped from the Pennsylvania prison, kicked off a manhunt that dramatically saw about 500 law enforcement officers deployed. Meanwhile, state police in Pennsylvania recounted how they used a police dog to subdue fugitive Danelo Cavalcante, who had been on the run for 2 weeks. They claim he sustained a minor bite from the dog.
After 8 a.m., tactical teams converged on the area where the heat source was. They were able to move in very quietly. They had the element of surprise. Cavalcante did not realize he was surrounded until that had occurred. That did not stop him from trying to escape. He began to crawl through thick underbrush, taking his rifle with him as he went. One of the Customs and Border Control teams, BORTAC, had a dog with them. They released the dog. Some of our PSP CERT members were also there, had him surrounded. The dog subdued him, and team members from both of those teams immediately moved in. He continued to resist, but was forcibly taken into custody. No one was injured.
Jails. In this case, the Chester County Jail is run by Chester County officials. They'll answer those questions as to what occurred and what changes are ultimately going to be made. Certainly, the State Department of Corrections will be here to assist in any reviews or in any other work that they need done to make sure that that facility is secured. They obviously have a lot of work to do there, and I'm confident.
We are being joined by Damola Adewale, a legal practitioner and global affairs analyst from New York. Thank you so much for your time, Damola.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, now let's start off with this. Now, this particular case, or prison escape in Europe and America, is not a positive reflection, on the security services, particularly with the case of this particular fugitive. What exactly happened, and what's the mood like right now in the U.S. Now that the captive or the fugitive has been recaptured?
Yeah, I think that there is a bit of relief in the sense that the neighbors or residents of Chester County in Pennsylvania, they now have this sense of relief that this prisoner has been captured because he was known to be dangerous. At least he has killed 2 people, one in Brazil, the other person in the US. So, and the fact that he had this gun with him, he was termed as being dangerous. So there's a sigh of relief generally in the state of Pennsylvania and generally in the States. For the cause, I feel there are 2 major problems. The first one is infrastructure, and the other one was the inadequate procedures and supervision, especially regarding the way the prison officers usually supervise prisoners. I feel like this Cavalcante has been monitoring that place for some time and was able to use the opportunity at the last minute to escape. So I feel like going forward, the prison guards and the system will be able to undo that particular area, maybe do some investigation and close up the gap. And maybe, as we heard earlier, 1 prison guard has been fired based on this circumstance. So I think they will take measures going forward.
I mean, let's talk about the fact that he was able to sort of crawl, or will I say climb out, of the prison wall. I mean, if there were videos that showed, security videos that showed where he was able to sort of maneuver his way in between 2 walls and escape from the prison. What does this tell the general public, concerning the prison system in America? And also, let's also talk about the fact that he's been on the run for 2 weeks, right? That's a lot of time. And America is perceived to be, that country where, the security, in terms of security, it's top notch. What does this say about the society there?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. So the first thing is, generally we know Brazilians to be very athletic. So I feel like he was able to utilize his athletic qualities to climb that wall. People termed him as Batman or Crabman because in a space of 2 to 3 seconds, he was already up there and he was able to go. Secondly, we are approaching fall season and basically we still have a lot of vegetation forest. Pennsylvania is in the East Coast, and they have a lot of forest vegetations and maybe myriad houses. Lastly, the Chester County is not really as populated as Philadelphia. So basically, we have like a rural area. So these are the reasons why it made it a very difficult situation for the police officers to catch him. Apart from that, because it was dangerous, there were like information out there that some indigents wanted to help him, but I think because of the reward, about $25,000 and some other incentives, the indigents didn't want to help him. But majorly the forestry area, the vegetations, and the environment made it difficult for the law enforcement to catch him. And invariably, they had to use the helicopter and the thermal camera system that detected the heat signals from the prisoner, and that was how they were able to catch him.
All right, now let's talk about the legal implication of course, his recapture. We understand that prior to now, he was actually serving a life sentence, right? Now, looking forward, what does, what is in the law concerning his recapture, and what is he looking at, in the future, legally?
Legally, first of all, he's serving a life sentence, and that's without any possibility of parole. So it wasn't coming out before. But the U.S. system is so very, very good in the sense that whatever he has done now, it will incur additional charges, and is going to be charged to court. Based on the Pennsylvania law, it depends on the quality of your crime that will determine whether you're going to serve additional punishment. Because he was convicted and sentenced for murder, that means that he has another 10 years plus 15 years added to his life sentence. So basically he's in for good. And maybe now he will be transferred to additional prison. It won't be the original prison where he was. Based on his status as a career criminal, he may likely be confined to solitary confinement or federal maximum prison, and that will be his punishment. But they will not do this without due process. The due process would be that he's going to be charged to court again. He's going to be read his Miranda rights, and afterwards he's going to stand trial. He has a lawyer already that has been appointed for him, and afterwards, if he wants to go to trial, we state his reasons, and the prosecutor will likely want to go for the maximum, which is like 10 to 15 years, apart from the life sentence.
All right, thank you so much for your time, Damola, for, of course, giving us an insight into all of this. Damola Adewale, legal practitioner and global affairs analyst. Once again, thank you.
Thank you for having me.